everybody, this is Uncle Mark in the mothership with a 3-string cigar box guitar. This one is a fretless, no frets, not one fret. But you know, I do have fret markers, so I can kind of see what's going on and know where to be. Just remember that when you're playing your slide on your fretless or even your fretted, you want to make sure you're on the fret marker, not off of it like you would in a standard guitar, like you'd be in the middle if you had a fretted guitar. You have to be actually on it, and I like to be a little bit ahead. So instead of playing exactly here, I play a little bit ahead, and you can see that through the slide. I use a glass slide to teach with. I actually use a ceramic to play with, but you know, I make these little bottle things, so I made a glass one just so we could see. The thing is, it's going to be hard for you to see where I'm at fret-wise, so I'm just going to play this. A lot of people ask me, how do I play this rock and roll rhythm that, you know, old Uncle Mark keeps doing and doing and doing? Well, what you have to do is actually use your finger, okay? It's not going to hurt your guitar. Don't worry about it, okay? You're going to be using your finger. I'm going to be playing an open G. My suggestion would be, if you want to play in different keys, I would suggest buying different strings and tuning different guitars. These things aren't as expensive as they look. You can certainly get two, have a couple of them, one in E, one in G, or one in E and one in A, or one in A and one in E, depending on what songs and your vocal range and how you want to do it. They all translate pretty well. 1, 5, 1, G, D, G. 1, 5, 1 in E would be E, B, E. You know, that's what I would do. So we're going to do Move It On Over. I'm going to press down on the wood face of this guitar right here, right there. Okay? And that's how I'm going to do this rock and roll rhythm. I play with a bass player who plays a fretless bass, and he does this all the time, so this is Move It On Over. I mean, last night about 10:30, baby of mine wouldn't let me in. Moving on over, rocking on over, move over, little dog. Mean old dog's moving in. She told me not to mess around. You know, I done let that deal go down. Moving on over, rocking on over, move over, little dog. Mean old dog is moving in. Move It On Over, easy tune, rock and roll rhythm. Just remember, you want this finger to be on the fret. That's an E note. Sounds clean if you get it right, but you have to be really accurate. I always go a little bit ahead, so this is right on the fret, if you see that. I always tend to go a little bit ahead. It tends to go sour real quick as you lose it. It's better to be a little bit sharper off that note, is I guess what I'm saying. You don't want to be flat. Flat sounds bad. Sharp sounds better. See what I mean? It's just, if you're a little sharp, it's better to be sharp. That's what I'm trying to get at. The song is in 1-4-5 song. The 1 is the G, the 4 is the C, the 5 is the D. So you're here for C, and then D. See how I'm a little bit north of that line. I'm a little bit sharp, and that's how I like to play. It's just me. You may find it easier to be wherever. It's truly a subjective thing. So you're here. Then you go to C. Then to D. Okay, the turnaround. I'm just going to do it with my fingers, right? So, F, E, D sharp. That's it, to D. You can also do it up here, remembering that G, G sharp, G, G sharp, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and G. Okay? So you can go down F, E, D sharp, and D up here. So I'm going to run it through this way down here first, and then I'll run it up here because they're the same notes. C. Rock and roll rhythm on a fretless. Here we go. Now we'll do it up in this register here. Going to C. D. And you can grab as a chord, or you can grab it as notes, or you can grab it up here. However you like to do it, that'll work great. You just have to decide the way you want to play, moving on over your way. So the rhythm is, and that's it. Just stick with that rhythm. A lot of things I do when I play slide is I'm here on 12, right? Anytime I'm on the 1, 4, 5 chord, if you go up 4 frets and come back down, you get a really nice sound. You get a I'm going to turn up my amp a touch. Little goes a long way with these tube amps. You can cry into this note. And I also like to come down from the G to the F and up to the D, back to the G. I really like that. And that works with any key or any phrasing. So if you want to go to C and do it, or D, and then you're back up to G. Something I do like to do is come off of, remember 4 from G right up here, so I'm going from 12 to 15. It also works open to 4, same way. And I'm sure you guys that have played a lot of fretless have done these, right? These little crying notes in here. Work the same way here. So what I like to do is go and come right up to 12, right up to that G. So I like to do these little tricks while I'm playing. And, you know, playing your fretless is a lot about using your ear, okay? You're kind of playing it here. use your ear. Use your note, your fret markers as a guide, but use your ear. That's going to be the most important thing, and that's the hardest thing to teach beginning musicians, is really have to listen. And too many people want to play a lot of notes and this and that, and they're not listening. So do yourself a favor and listen, listen, listen is the best thing I can tell you, especially with fretless. It just has to do with your subjective ear. And whatever sounds good to you is good. So make it work that way. It's Uncle Mark in the mothership, moving on over lesson, a little bit of fretless work, a little bit of slide stuff. I do have a virtual tip jar down in the show notes. It's a paypal.me/Uncle Mark Tips. Thank you all for your donations. Thank you for your subscriptions. I'm almost up to 2,000. It's absolutely amazing. I thank you so much. And thank you for all the things you do on social media. That really, really helps, all the sharing, just putting it out there, getting my name out there. Anytime you hear about something going on, say, hey, old Uncle Mark's got some lessons. Really helps to bring in the subscribers. So thank you all for what you do, and we'll see you next time.